Hello everyone, I thought I would do another little video here showing off the Nintendo 64 version of Doom. Let's watch this little intro here and you'll see a whole lot of the new character models and all the new texture work and everything that they did. And I mean, this intro alone just shows you how different this version of the game really is. And it's not so much a different version of the game as it is a sequel to Doom and Doom 2. Offhand, I cannot remember exactly what the story is. But this is very much a sequel and not its own thing. They were going to call it Absolution, but they thought that the Doom name held more sway in the market and would get more money. That they were ultimately wrong. GoldenEye was released around this time, I believe, and there was no way that this was going to compete with GoldenEye with how insanely popular that was. Let's get started, shall we? New game. Let's go and bring it on. But this game deserved more recognition than it got. Now, in some ways, I think the controls have actually... Berserk Pack, I just picked it up. Controls have actually aged better than GoldenEye because you cannot look up and down, so you don't have the awkward motion of trying to look up and down. You know, if you want to go in here... you can... customize your controls. Let's see. Strike left, strike right. A. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just going to leave them for now. Obviously, they very much changed the look of this game. I mean, new sound effects, new graphics, better graphics than the original, new music that is very dark and ambient as opposed to the MIDI heavy metal of the original. You can strafe left and right by holding down the bottom C button. But every single thing about this game got like a facelift. Everything looks creepier and more detailed, and the redesigns, for the most part, I really like the redesigns. There's a couple monsters that I'm a little iffy on, but there are some very good ones. And love the redesigned barrels. The explosions look much more realistic than the original game did. Alright, I got him. I thought he was going to be around that corner, so I couldn't get him. Let's go this way. And that little thing gave us a chainsaw. Obviously, big difference here. You see the UAC logo on the chainsaw, and you see that it has two blades now. Kind of pointless, honestly, but damn if it isn't cool. And this makes good use of the stereo, better use than the original Doom engine did, Doom games did. And I believe, do not quote me on this, but I believe that this was actually built on top of the Doom engine. I think they upgraded the shit out of it and came up with the better lighting, better textures, more detail in every single facet of the game. A whole lot less pixelation than the original game had. I mean, this game just... it looks so... it's still not an ugly game. I don't think it's an ugly game, and I think that's largely because, unlike many 64 games that are 3D and kind of look ugly nowadays, this still dealt with the sprites, which got it criticized back in the day, but in retrospect I think it was a good move because it's still not ugly. And if I did a playthrough of this, I'd want to do the PC port, which is called Absolution. I should get back to that. It was originally going to be called Absolution, and it was going to be a sequel to Doom, but they thought that the Doom name had more market share. They wound up being wrong, and people were confused as to what exactly this game was. They thought that this game was just going to be like a port of Doom to the 64, and you already had a very good port of Doom to the PlayStation, so why do you need the port of Doom to the 64? That's the way people looked at it. But it's not. It's its own unique game. I mean, there's no other Doom that looks like this. It's got the same sound effects as the PlayStation version. I keep hitting that fucking wall. But that's a good thing because the reworked sound effects were really, really nice in this game. Hurt myself doing that. Let's go up and get the Soul Sphere. It's like the redesigned Supercharge Soul Sphere, because I kind of do. Teleports us back to the beginning, and it has the same aim up and down kind of thing going on, where obviously you have different levels in this, and you can it automatically aims because you couldn't aim up and down in this game, which I don't have a problem with. Otherwise, it would be a pain in the ass to kill virtually anything above you. I think it was a brilliant move. And if you've played any kind of source port or anything like that of Doom that lets you use the mouse, then you can see why it was probably a good idea that you couldn't aim up and down. Because aiming up and down, like, I mean, the models, the pixel models would just become flat, and you realize that, yeah, this game is not actually 2D. It's or not actually 3D. It's pseudo 3D. It's 2D made to look like 3D. You like the redesigned Pinkies? Because I think they're really cool looking. They look big and mean and badass. And I really like this. This room is a nice example of the new lighting effects that are in place in Doom 64. And I think it looks awesome. Like, get the light spiraling out from this pillar, kind of spinning. That's really, really, really cool, in my opinion, especially for a 64 era game. There's the redesigned Imp, where they were still getting used to the whole dynamic lighting thing. I mean, it was still a brand new thing at the time. So the fact that this game included it at all was just really, really fucking cool. And I think it did a good job. I think the lighting in this far surpasses the PlayStation version, but that's running on a unedited version of the engine for this game. One problem that Doom 64 does have, though, is it's very, very dark. Like, you have to probably have to turn up your contrast or something just to be able to see the fucking game. Turn up the brightness. I love the screen bleeding effect when you finish a level too. This game also gives you a new weapon, which is a laser type weapon that's pretty powerful. It's got a password system as well as a save game system. If you have a controller pack, it does not save to the cartridge itself. The Terraformer. Let's play a little bit longer. See how dark this is? In a whole lot of TVs, you can barely see anything. On this game, and that was a problem. There, and fired a fireball at me, and fireballs look drastically different, don't they? But this is a yellow key door, yeah. It's got the yellow aura around it, letting you know I can't go there. There's the door. Now, this room I always kind of get lost in because I can't see shit. Oh. I forgot about that. It's, whoa, something growled at me. Something dead. Light amplification goggles, always useful. I cannot go in there yet, but hopefully I can get that far because that's a really, really cool part of this level that was a big surprise, honestly, when I played this for the first time. And I picked up the light amplification goggles. Why can't I see anything? Switch back to my freaking gun. There's the new look of the chain gun. It looks awesome, doesn't it? But there's a new enemies in this game too. There's the Nightmare Imp, which is obviously a new form of the imp. All the enemies have been redesigned. There's this darker, creepier, scary look that I really like. And this isn't going to like replace the original Doom as my favorite, but if you have a 64, this one is well worth your time. Now this key does this. It's kind of annoying. It just teleports around the room and you just have to kind of like sit around and wait for it. Okay, obviously not that one. I should be glad that didn't kill me. Okay. No. I didn't get that fast enough. I really like the new look of the amp. Most of the redesigns are really, really cool. There's a couple things that I kind of think are a little weird, like I don't remember being a particularly big fan of the redesign for the no, that's not where I need to go. Find a blue door. I don't remember being a particularly big fan of the redesign for the what is his name? The Pain Elemental. Pain Elemental's in this game, which means Lost Souls are in this game. Fucking Lost Souls. I dropped down here on purpose. So I can apparently die. key. And somehow did not get smashed on my way back. But what really works absolutely best about this game, that was backwards, is the atmosphere that it creates. This has a much more horror-centric atmosphere than any Doom game before it, and that is really, really cool. I love that about this game, and it's even better than the PlayStation version has got, because you got all the... There's a Nightmare Imp. Partially invisible. Now watch this. Smashy, smashy. This was... I remember being amazed at this when I was younger. This was so cool. How this would just drop and raise and drop and raise and drop and raise to create this cavern down here, so you could continue to the next level by continue on by jumping down here. That was always really, really cool to me. I'm going to finish this level and call it a video, because I'm hungry and I really want to go eat, but I thought I really wanted to show off this version for anybody who hasn't seen this version of the game. This is worth seeking out and playing if you still have a Nintendo 64. And if you have the 64 version, of course, it's legal to download the PC Absolution mod, which you can just Google that and you'll find it. Which is basically, it makes the game work on PC under its original name, and I died. Oh well. I'm not anywhere near as good at this as I am in the original game, but I just thought I'd show it off. Because I really, really like this version of Doom. Thanks everybody for watching. I really appreciate it. Goodbye. Talk to you later, and please like, comment, subscribe.
Great cities all over the